It's a great day, all of my amazing CEOs. In this unpredictable world of business, every CEO faces challenges, just like GoDaddy's founder, Bob Parsons, when he considered shutting down GoDaddy back in 2001. And the threat of failure, it was really huge. I mean, it was real, and the pressure was on not only to make sure GoDaddy was successful, but he was in jeopardy of losing his complete fortune. Now, imagine you're in Parsons' shoes. You're facing the possibility of losing everything. It's a high stakes game, just like a game of chess. But here's an interesting fact. Parsons, who was a Vietnam War veteran, he survived by adjusting his focus. So in the midst of combat, he learned to take things day by day and only focus on the things that he could control. And that helped with his mindset. And that translated over to GoDaddy. So let's fast forward to Hawaii in 2001, where Parsons faced another tough decision. But this time he remembered the lesson from Vietnam. Instead of dwelling on potentially what could go wrong, he shifted his focus. He noticed, while he was thinking about this, there were some happy valet parking attendants. And he realized that even if he went broke, he could become a valet attendant, and it wasn't the end of the world. I know that's a far-fetched, but that's his story. So by adjusting his perspective, Parsons found a renewed sense of determination, and the resilience kicked in. And isn't that true in the world of sales that we're all in? When faced with challenges, sales leaders need to adapt their perspective. The worst case scenario is someone doesn't buy from them, and that's okay. But by adjusting their focus and searching and being keen on solving problems for those folks who really have an issue and they're looking for interest, want, or desire, just like GoDaddy, which reportedly became profitable, by the way, and they're freaking amazing today. It all happened because there was a shift in perspective. So what's my big takeaway from you as a CEO or as a sales leader right now? It's the importance of having a focused sales system that's focused on a niche that not only solves a problem, but has a strategy that allows you to shift your perspective when things aren't going the way they want. That means you ignore it, but you focus on the things you can control. And as a result, you deal with the worst case scenario, but you focus hard on making the best case scenario come true. With that being said, my name, by the way, is Shay Brown. Welcome to the CEO Sales Huddle. It's an honor and a privilege to serve you this morning, wherever you are in the world. So welcome, welcome, welcome. I'd like to always start off by sharing our personal mantra. And I want you to repeat after me. This is the pledge we do every single morning. And here it is. Repeat after me. If you can't focus on sales, you can't be in business. Repeat after me right now. Love to say that together. If you can't focus on sales, you can't be in business, because sales is the oxygen for any great business in history. So we have to shift a little bit. We have to make sure we have some focus on the one area that brings in the revenue. And when we do that, now as a CEO, you have a lot of responsibilities. I get that. You wear a lot of different hats. Sometimes you wear the marketing hat. Sometimes you're wearing the operations hat. Sometimes you're wearing the administrative hat. Sometimes you're wearing the advertising hat. Sometimes you're wearing the collaboration hat. There's a lot of different hats you're wearing, but here's what I want you to know, and here's what I want you to hear where my heart is. If you can't focus on sales, you can't be in business. Now, every single morning, we also do our personal pledge. And the first one is our mantra. The second one is our pledge. And our pledge is this: we must learn, earn, and return. Now put that in your notes. Please jot that down in your notes right now. You must learn, earn, and return. Now, this is very important. Now, repeat after me. Look on the right-hand side, because I believe that every CEO needs to look at their business every single day and say these words. I have to learn something new in order to earn new revenue from current clients in order to get new and old clients to return. So I must learn, I must earn, and I must return. Now, when you do those three things every single day as a business and as a CEO, that's where the magic really happens at the end of the day. The magic really happens. Now, for those folks that are tuning in and want to say, what are the objectives? What is this all about? I'm here. Some of you is the very first time. Here we have three objectives. The number one objective is to assess our daily sales progress. So you show up every single day because you're like, I want to make some progress. I want to take a step and get a little bit better, take a step a little bit better, or watch the revenue skyrocket. Number two, address roadblocks. So as a CEO, your number one responsibility is to acquire, attract new clients and build the business. Number three, to understand the 5 sales pillars that every CEO must know and must understand in order to be successful and in order to grow. Let me share those 5 sales pillars with you because I think those 5 sales pillars are so important. Sales pillar number 1 is sales planning. Now, if you haven't done a one-page sales plan, I'm going to encourage you to go over to ceosalesplan.com right now. No, seriously, like go to ceosalesplan.com. Do the one sales plan. My team will help you with that. Number 2 is sales positioning. What is our sales message that we want to convey with the world? You understand this one concept, your words will make you rich. Number 3 is sales cycle. So customers have a cycle from the time they meet you to the whole customer journey to the time they leave, which is very important. And number 4 is your CEO sales indicators, which we'll talk about here. We'll go over the CEO dashboard. And number 5, a sales team. That's how you generate revenue. These are the 5 objectives that every CEO must know and must understand in order to be successful. Now, if you haven't yet, and you're watching, you haven't accessed and downloaded your CEO sales dashboard. Now, this is something that we created so CEOs have one place, one metric that they can go to. Go to www.ceosaleshuddle.com, www.ceosaleshuddle.com. Once you get there, download it. We're going to spend, I think we spend about 3 minutes doing this every single morning because it's just that important. Matter of fact, it's the most important thing that you can do every single morning. Okay, as we check in and as you're here, we're now going to go and make sure you understand the outcomes of the CEO Sales Huddle. For those folks that are tuning in and you're here every single morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. If you're watching the replay, I'm glad you're here. Do me a favor. Let's just check in with each other. We're at the 7-minute and 13-second mark. We go about 15 minutes. So look right below the video. And go and type these words. Hashtag I'm here. Hashtag I'm here. Just put hashtag I'm here. Now, that's just a check-in from one CEO to another CEO that you're in the conversation right now. And we appreciate you being here. I read every single comment. I respond to every single person. So make sure you do that. And then for those people that are watching the replay, it's okay. Thank you for tuning in, man. I know you have a busy schedule, but you're here 15 minutes a day, 1% of your day. So do me a favor. Put hashtag replay. No, seriously, like this is a way for you and I to communicate. You can see me, but I can't see you. So we can have this interaction. But hashtag replay right now. Okay, what is the objective of the CEO Sales Huddle? Why do we get together every single morning? For those folks that are new, let me just share with you. The CEO Sales Huddle is a place where CEOs go in order to understand how to sell more faster. Then there's no doubt in my mind that you know how to sell. I get it. But one of the reasons we show up every single morning is, how do I sell more faster? What are folks doing today as a CEO to help build their business? Now, why do we get together? You understand how? It's really so you can have sales growth, accountability, and consistency. Take a picture of this. Share this with your team. Your number one goal is, how do I get to $100,000 per month of consistent, well, they can't see me. Oh, I'm going to put this up here. How do I get to $100,000 a month of consistent, predictable, reliable income? And together, we're going to do that. We're going to make sure you download the CEO Sales Huddle. All we ask for is 15 minutes a day. There are 1,440 minutes in every day. And 15 minutes is only less than 1% of the day. And you and I can get together to go back and review what's taking place and what's going on. Our number one outcome, you said, Shay, take everything away. Just give me the number one outcome, is $100,000 a month of consistent, predictable, reliable revenue. And I want you to imagine how your life is going to be different when there's an extra $100,000 rolling into your bank account. The money's going into your bank account month after month after month after month. There's extra $100,000 going into your bank account. How much more impact will you have? How much more meaning will you have in the world? What will you do, not with the money, but to serve other folks faster, better, quicker, more efficiently, to make a much bigger change than you're making today? And it's not about the money, but it's really about what the money will do for you. So now we're going to move to, I believe, one of the most important segments that we do every single morning, which is the CEO Sales Dashboard. We're at the 9-minute and 58-second mark. We go about 15 minutes, so we're doing really, really well. Congratulations. Thanks for tuning in. And the CEO Sales Huddle is something that was created because CEOs were struggling. The number one challenge they had was, how do I manage and how do I measure so I can manage what's taking place every single day? Because when I'm not making sales, Shay, there's more revenue going out than it is coming in. How many would agree with that by a show of hands? I'm sure all of you that are watching right now as CEOs, it's an obvious piece, but it's yet so important. So the CEO Sales Dashboard has 5 main metrics. Now, you can go download the CEO Sales Dashboard. If you haven't, you're going to open it up in just a moment, but we're going to focus on leads, appointments, offers, deals, and repeat business. And there's 5 separate areas. Now, you focus on these 5 areas, and my promise to you is that you will grow the business. Now, if you haven't already, let's open up your CEO Sales Dashboard. Let me see if I can pull it up over here. And we do this every single morning. Now, let me move this over here so you can see me. There we go. Now, open up the spreadsheet now. If you haven't done it, go to ceosaleshuddle.com, download it. I promise you this is worth a good use of your time, whether you do it, you have your assistant do it, you pay someone to do it, you hire someone online to get it done. Fill this out every single day and pull this up. Now, there are 5 categories. It's an Excel sheet, as you can see. In the Excel sheet, there's days going across. Now, I think we did 7 days here so you can see it all. But on yours, you have 1 through 31. Go over to today's box. Now, we start with leads, then we move to appointments, then we work to offers, then we have deals, and then we have repeat business. Now, let's talk for a moment just about leads. Now, in leads, there's some subcategories. And I want you to go now and put down how many leads came in yesterday. Like, go to your database, go to your CRM, go to your spreadsheet, go to your phone, wherever you put in new leads every day, and I want you to put a number. How many came in yesterday? And then from the new leads, how many leads were engaged? So engaged means they took a step. Maybe they opted in. That's step number 1. Maybe after they opted in, they filled out a questionnaire. That's another step. Maybe they watched and went to your sales funnel. They went to a video and kind of watched and heard a little more about you. But put down engaged leads. Now, it doesn't mean they're qualified. Just means they're engaged. Topic for another time. Now, every day I spend about 2 minutes and go deep in one area, sometimes 90 seconds. Today I want to go deep in appointments. So yesterday we went deep in leads. Today we're going to go deep in appointments. Because inside of appointments, I want us to understand there's a couple different categories that are important. Now, you go to your spreadsheet now, you open up. You look at appointments and you say, okay, Shay, under appointments, how many appointments were set yesterday for a team? Now, I know some of you are supervisors, some of you are managers, some of you are entrepreneurs, some of you are CEOs, some of you have your team watching right now. For some of you, this is train-the-trainer content. So let me do the 60-second train-the-trainer content view. There's appointment setting, that's one skill set, and there's appointment running, that's another skill set. Appointment setting means the team set an appointment. Now, the team could have set the appointment, maybe it went through your automated sales funnel, but there's appointment set to speak to someone. Then underneath that, there's the appointment that was run yesterday. So when you look back yesterday and you look at your calendar or your team's calendars, how many appointments were run yesterday? Now, there's a couple of different type of appointments, right? Some of you are still doing one-to-one appointments. That means you drive somewhere, you sit down, you have a conversation, and you meet someone. That's a one-to-one appointment. They can take place a lot of different ways. Then there is one-to-many. So right now, some of you may have had a masterclass. Some of you may have done something on the Zoom. Might be like it is now. Well, this is a one to, I don't know, maybe there's 4,000 or 5,000 watching, and when all is said and done, 20,000, 30,000 folks will see the replay of this. But that's one to many. And then there is those folks that have collaboration appointments. So I count those appointments. I mean, I count an appointment if I decide to meet with someone and we're going to get together for the sole purpose of collaborating. That is an appointment. And I want you to take a look at your calendar right now and say, how many appointments do you have that are just for the sole purpose of collaboration? And then outside of collaboration, there's another area, and I just want to go deep so you kind of see it and you have it there in front of you. And the last one is referrals. So you can set an appointment just to talk to folks, not how you collaborate, but to actually literally exchange their referrals. You could have done it through Messenger and did a check-in. So I'll give you an example. I had a client 3 days ago. We talked about this strategy. Didn't hear it on the CEO Sales Huddle, but I brought it up to the person. They set an appointment, which happened yesterday, and the whole purpose of the appointment was to have a conversation. They had already sent a list of 5 individuals who they thought would be good power partners, is what we call it, for individuals. And you call it referrals, but you can use referrals for purposes of today. And as a result, they said, I just wanted to answer any questions you may have about any of the individuals or give you some additional feedback that I couldn't put in the email. So that 20 minutes was a really, really, really good use of time. And so you might have appointments like that sometimes. Sometimes it makes sense to do that. And for some of you, you're like, oh, shit, that don't make sense for me at all. That's okay. Adopt what you like, throw out what you don't. Okay. Let me see here. Where did we go? Okay. Now, just so you have it here, I wanted to share it with you. This has a lot going on, so let me remove this. We're at the 16-minute mark. Wow, I went over. Oh my gosh, it's been a while. Okay, so I want to let you know, you can have this under appointments, under offers, under deals, under repeat business. There are subcategories. You're going to manage those as part of sales indicators. For those folks that go over to ceosaleshuddle.com or are going to get their one-page sales plan done, and you want to include some of this in there, go to ceosalesplan.com. There's no cost. There's nothing to buy. It's my gift to you, ceosalesplan.com. Get your one-page sales plan done. Not how much revenue you have to generate. That's the easy part. You can get a calculator for that and add your bills up. No, this is about what is the system, what is the structure, what are the funnels that help us exceed whatever our sales plan is. Okay, I was on a rant there. Let me rein it back in if I can. Thank you very much. Okay, now we're going to do 3 things before we close out that I love to do. Number 1 is we're going to celebrate any wins that we have, because sometimes when we do these, we find ourselves beating ourselves up and saying, oh my gosh, I wish I had done more. I wish I had done more. So now we're going to step back. We're going to take a look at the business and say, you know what? What are some, let me remove this if I can. Let me see here, a lot going on. You got to get this cleaned up. Okay. What are some of the wins that we've had? Step back for a moment. We'll take another 2 minutes and we'll be out of here. What are you most proud of? Take a look at yesterday, the actions you took, what you did. What are you most proud of? Number 2, what was your biggest accomplishment? And number 3, what do you want to brag about? You feel so good about that you just can't wait to brag to others about what you're doing. Doesn't that feel good, man? And then we always go and look at what are some of the roadblocks that are holding us back today. So we're not going to have a pie in the sky and understand there's no challenges. No, we understand there's some challenges. Take a look. What was your biggest roadblock yesterday? So you take a look at everything you're supposed to do. What was one of the biggest hurdles? Was it mindset? Was it belief system? Was it you just didn't take the action, that you just didn't do what you were supposed to do? Or did something come up? We had something very serious that took place. And so sometimes life happens and you have to adjust. Number 2, what's preventing you today? When you take a look at what's most important to you today. And number 3, what's the one thing today? No matter everything that's going on that you could do, that if you do it, it would move your life and or business forward. Write that down, write that down, write that down, write that down, write it down. If I didn't say it enough times, write it down. You do those 3 things, and I promise you, you will be successful. My message of the day: do what you know. And there I was having a conversation. I was supposed to speak at an event and having a conversation with the person backstage. They're like, hey, Shay, sorry about that. We don't have the 30 minutes. We're running behind. You only have 5 minutes. And you think about it, what do you say to an audience in 5 minutes? I wasn't the keynote speaker, but I was one of the speakers on the platform, and they got behind, and I knew this, but I figured we had some extra time. But no, I had 5 minutes. One of the things I share with them that I want to share with you is just do what you know. And I stepped on that stage and I shared with the audience. They've had advanced training. They've had coaching. They've had consulting. They've read books. They've been already trained to do a lot of things. But what's the one thing that they could focus on today? And if they just do what you know, you will get higher results because you'll achieve it at a much higher level. And it might not be right the first time, but you're going to do it anyway. You do that and you will be successful. With that being said, thank you so much for tuning in to the CEO Sales Huddle. If you haven't already, look right below the video. If you're watching us on social media, and some of you are watching us on Roku, on the on-demand channels, or Amazon, or Apple TV, and so forth, or maybe listen to the podcast, you can't do that. But if you can, look right below the video, and put hashtag I'm here. You're here, you showed up. Part of life, the first step is showing up. Or put a hashtag replay. you still showed up. Maybe you couldn't be here live, but you tune in. You're always in. You're tuning in every time you get a chance. You're here. You go back when the schedule works for you and you listen to this. You're in the conversation. With that being said, my name, by the way, is Shay Brown. You're amazing. You're awesome. You're incredible. And I know for you, your best is still yet to come. Your best is yet to come. Your best is yet to come. And I'll see you over at the next CEO Sales Huddle. Peace.